who knows what kind of damage we have in Dayton, Beaver Creek, the areas before Dayton, from the last tornado and from this one. Oh, this is really bad.
Tonight, if we need any other assistance.
I mean, look at this. That's what they call a hook echo. That's a sign of a big tornado. I mean, this is just like classic radar signs of a tornado here. The red and the green and the hook echo. And it's right where Huber Heights is. So I don't know. If there's, and the NWS is saying it's a tornado. So this is just really terrible.
23 days. Looks like we have multiple 37 minutes.
So as soon as we have a chance to breathe here, I'll start telling you about damage reports. I just haven't even had time. Let's see here. Oh my gosh. Is there another one? I'm hearing there might even be another threat coming down from the north. So, this is terrible. All right, so let me leave that alone for a second, and I do want to check something here. Let's see if I can get you any information about damage and stuff. Montgomery County Sheriff Rob Streck says this is the worst storm he's seen in his career. Stay in your safe spots until threat passes. That's from ABC 22 Dayton. Jeez. So I'm just, I really wish. Okay. Yeah, Ryan Maui, who's a meteorologist, he says.
37 for storm tracker. They're not on the ground.
I-75, just south of I-70, a few miles south of Dayton Airport. He says, as we've been saying, this is just north of the track of the previous tornado from like a half an hour ago. And I mean, this is really scary because I keep saying it again and again and again. Go search Google. Go find a page on Google which tells you what to
There is one new tornado warning for Ohio.
And they will literally have a photo, they'll have a picture like this. Look for a hook like this in the back right of the storm. And look for bright green and bright red right next to it. We use this as an example of what to look for on a radar to detect a tornado. Doesn't mean there necessarily is one, but the NWS has said this is a tornado. And right now it looks like maybe it's moved past Huber Heights, heading towards like Fairborn. So I don't know.
15 miles per hour with gusts up to 30 miles per hour. Chance of rain 80%.
Now,
Tuesday night, mostly cloudy.
But this is just terrible.
84,362.
Fairborn has a population of 32,000 people. 32,000 people in Fairborn. Looks like this tornado.
Hey, Juan, do you have a
tornado has just passed
copy?
Heights and is now moving towards Fairborn. Looks like it's moving right there. You can actually see that red area just changed. The red area is the tornado warning area. And also, as if this wasn't bad enough, we've just had two tornadoes coming through within like a half an hour of each other.
This is real bad. And Ohio.
Tornado that could be developing to the north.
406, contact 831 and have him go that way and check.
We're going to have to keep an eye on that as well.
Clear on it.
This is awful. So, again, I don't see anything.
There is one new tornado warning for Ohio.
There's your hook on the left. There's your red and green next to each other on the right. It looks like it's headed right for Fairborn. This is awful. This is just awful. And my thoughts with the people of Ohio, there very well might have been huge damage from the first tornado that came through half an hour ago, and I just haven't really been able to check it because we've been following this. But this is crazy.
Lieutenant Wayne.
Just crazy. So we're bringing you the latest updates here, and I know people have been sending me stuff. As soon as I have a chance, I'll check it. I'm just trying to bring you the latest updates here and keep an eye on this radar. So if you're, I hope people in Fairborn are taking cover. Now, actually, Beaver Creek
Beaver Creek may have gotten hit with a big tornado a half an hour ago. They're so close to this one, too.
There is one new tornado warning for
Beaver
Colorado.
Creek might have taken a huge hit from a tornado a half an hour ago, and they're currently in the warning area. And I'm looking at this arm here. It's kind of close to Beaver Creek. That's precipitation. Gosh, Beaver Creek could be at risk as well. This right now is passing very close to where the previous tornado passed. It's very close.
Unable to locate 6 break. We'll be en route to the Vandalia area.
Okay.
I see the hook. It's hiding. Yep. Right there. On my Facebook. Cool. Sorry how to do this, but I had to.
There is one new tornado warning for Ohio.
Dante.
Yeah, McCall, it's for Clark and Greene County, and that's going to go until 12:30 in the morning, and that is moving to the south and the east, as you mentioned, at 45 miles an hour. So that one's moving a little quicker, and that's what we'd like to see. But again, it's located over Fairborn, and it's capable of producing a tornado. And we saw that hook, which usually gives us an indication that that's a real tight rotation. And there's possibly a tornado there, especially when we're seeing the storms prior, and that storm in particular doing damage in other parts of the Miami Valley. So that's what gives us a ground truth. We have Sheriff
Fisher
Gene
of Greene
Fisher
County,
from Greene County on the phone. Sheriff.
Yes, how are we doing tonight?
Good. How are you? How are things in Greene County?
We just had a report of a tree in a garage on 68 North between Xenia and Yellow Springs. And so far, that's the main damage. Listening to the amateur radios of my guys, there's tornadoes popping up and down, or funnel clouds popping up and down.
We know you're always on heightened alert because of past tornadoes in Xenia and Cedarville. What advice do you have for your residents out there, Sheriff, in Greene County?
You guys have been given the good directions to take shelter. And I would fully recommend that people continue to take shelter.
Okay. Anything else you want to tell us about tonight's storms?
Well, let's just hope that nobody's seriously injured and we can move on tomorrow.
Okay, we hope so, Sheriff Fisher. Thanks for joining us. We're going to take a look now at a picture that a viewer sent in from Salina that shows the extent of the damage there tonight. Okay, we're almost ready to show that. I saw this picture, though. A viewer sent it to me. And just debris all over the street. We can't get into Salina, can't get into Brookville, we're told. That there's damage in Brookville. We know New Madison's been hit. lot of debris.
There
all
is
over
one
the
new
area,
severe
and,
thunderstorm warning for Nebraska.
Injuries, and I'm sure hoping that we don't have any.
Exactly. And that's what we'd rather, if there are going to be any damage, we'd rather just be property damage, no injuries to life. But you can minimize that by making sure you stay in your safe place, that you go in the innermost portion of your house or your apartment or basement. And we can't stress it enough, in all honesty, because there's a degree
spot
out.
at this time as well. You are right on the edge of that tornado warning, and this cell right here, very dangerous cell, that's going to continue to move to the east at 35 miles per hour. Not only could it potentially produce a tornado, also up to quarter-sized hail, and on some of these, like that cell that's moving into Fayette County, Ben, that's showing the possibility of up to golf ball-sized hail.
Right, essentially into Fayette County, so it's really two supercells here and here. The one behind it we know has a tornado in it, and this one again has a pretty strong signature just to the northwest of Jeffersonville, getting ready to cross Interstate 71. Of course, you're hearing sirens over eastern sections of Franklin County. This is the tornado warning. And I'm going to zoom in a little tighter, 12:15 for Franklin and Licking counties. And then down to the south, the tornado warning until 12:15. I'll have to move this up. For Lancaster, this is Fairfield County. Easternmost Pickaway County is just about cleared of that storm. But Fairfield County, Franklin County, Licking County, I mean, Dave, we're talking about core populous areas that are under tornado warnings where you need to seek shelter in addition to the storms. And these are moving off to the northeast. The storms with confirmed tornadoes north and west of Fayette County are moving to the southeast.
And Ben, that northern tornado warning for Delaware and Licking County up by Johnstown, the northeast corner of Licking County, northwest corner of Licking County, that has been expired. So that tornado warning, you will see this one right up here. This will be popping off any minute now. It still does not mean that you're out of the danger zone. We have to keep an eye out if you're in northern Licking County. Obviously, you see how this cell right here is shaped. That's going to continue to push towards the east-northeast. That will be crossing Highway 13 here through Newark, moving up towards Utica. You need to be careful if you are in that area because that is still a very dangerous cell. This cell is moving away from Sunbury now towards Johnstown and Utica. I still expect to see frequent lightning, heavy rain, and hail possible with this. But as Ben was mentioning, these are going through very populated areas, some of these cells. And as Danielle and Colleen talked about earlier, the cell that moved through Dayton, you know, there's not a lot of spots for folks to get around to and to hide, especially if you're out.
Yeah, McCall, as I had told you guys, we were having trouble actually getting back to a part, to the area that had been damaged. I was just able to make my way back on foot. We weren't able to bring our live vehicle back. And I have to tell you, this is unlike anything I've ever seen. I am on, is it Brunn Street? Yeah, Brunn Street here in a neighborhood. And, I mean, I'm just looking at it. I'm going to tell you right now, it looks like this whole neighborhood's destroyed. We've got houses that are just unbelievable damage. There is debris everywhere you look. There's power lines down. I've been using the flashlight on my phone to make my way around. Many other people using flashlights here as well. As I speak, there's a number of fire trucks actually pulling into this neighborhood right now. I just, literally, as you were going to me, I asked the firefighter, have you guys had any injuries? Because I have not been able to confirm that yet. He says that he has not heard of any injuries yet. But again, this is an investigation that's really still early. I'm seeing firefighters coming back and just starting to sift through some of the debris back here. But, I mean, every house you look at has substantial damage, and the ones that are the least damaged, they've got debris all over them. I'm looking right through the roof of one house, just slats of wood, debris all over the yard, kind of a smell of sewage in this neighborhood, I have to say. I can't even begin to imagine how long this cleanup is going to take. I can't see a house in this neighborhood right now. There might be a couple that could be livable, but there are a great number of houses in this neighborhood that are certainly not livable.
And since it's dark, Sean, it would be hard to determine yet injuries or people possibly trapped in homes. Maybe they took cover, went to a basement, but if there's damage, perhaps they can't get out.
That's right, Cheryl, and that's
There
why
is one new tornado warning for Kansas.
As often as I can to kind of check back in with them because we haven't been able to get really word on injuries. So far, I have not heard any reports of any injuries, but as you can imagine, these officers an incredibly chaotic situation, and they don't have a lot of time to actually be dealing with the media right now.
Sure.
They're just trying to coordinate a response right here with all the traffic. But I mean, this is unlike anything I've ever seen. I'm actually looking right now. I can see some firefighters there walking up to one of the houses that's got some serious damage. Looks like they're going to go knock on the door maybe and see if anybody is inside. But yeah, so far, and a firefighter actually, no, sir, I don't. I actually that was a firefighter just asked me if I knew if there was anybody inside. And I said, no, sir, I'm not sure at this point. But yeah, this is the unbelievable damage in this neighborhood. As I mentioned, the reason we're not able to, I just sent some pictures.
To you. Yeah, we're seeing that video now. I think you and Steve, your photographer, took this video.
Yeah.
It's actually a live picture.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So Steve and I actually got a little bit separated as he and I were both trying to kind of get this story and get as many images as we can. So I'm actually not. I'm not 100%
This is sad, guys.
right
This
now.
is really sad.
We both have been trying to get as many of these images in as we can. I just sent back a couple photos as well that you might be able to see in just a minute.
That's
here,
a hook window.
Unbelievable damage to this neighborhood right here.
We're seeing firefighters. We're seeing police cruisers, flashing lights. Some people standing around as if they'd like to get back there, but cannot. Perhaps they want to check on a loved one. But they're being kept out because it's not safe to go back in there, as you're finding out.
Yeah, that's right, and that's one of the reasons that we've had a hard time getting you these live pictures right away, is because we've been in our Storm Tracker 7 vehicle all night, but
hey,
if they're not letting the
hey,
general public back into some of these areas, they're also not letting us back because they haven't felt like it's safe for us. Fortunately, some of the sidewalks back here that I've taken, they've been able to get them at least a little bit clear enough where I've been able to find a path through here. But I've got to tell you, this is one of the situations where I've got the flashlight on and I am watching every step I take because you never know where
there is one new severe thunderstorm warning for
Hey, Sean,
Nebraska.
we're going to let you go for now. You and Steve stay there. McCall and Dante have more information.
Yeah, I just wanted to show this photo again. This is the one that I just showed you shortly before we took Sean's live there. And this is a photo that was sent in to us from Salina. So this is what Sean has been talking about. And it looks as though a bomb went off. You can just see the debris that is down this roadway with this storm system that came through. And Cheryl and I were on air, and I told you about a debris signature that had occurred in Salina, and this was what I was worried about happening, and that I had called out at that point that there was a tornado on the ground. And unfortunately, this is the devastation that has been left behind. You can see there are a couple people there that are walking through the debris. Somewhat of a scary and dangerous situation. If you know anybody that lives up in and around this area, just try and find a safe place to go at this point. Ask some emergency personnel to try and get some help, because this can be very dangerous to just be walking through, let alone the storms that continue to be ongoing. And we still have tornado warnings in Miami Valley. And Dante is taking a look at where the most severe storms are at this point. Dante?
Right, yeah, McCall, I'm looking at this tornado here for Clark and Greene counties, and just look.
My dome. Sorry, guys. Sorry, my dome is beating is
down, moving to the northern part of Fayette County, and that was at 11:57. So that was maybe about 7 minutes ago or so. And this storm is now here.
This is sad, guys. It's really sad.
Moving again to the east, southeast,
these are
Jeffersonville, Yatesville. Brookwater, a lot of lightning with this storm, a lot of heavy rain with this storm, and so this storm has not backed off. We're still seeing some rotation with this storm just to the north of Jamestown as well. So these storms continue to spin and rotate. We're watching this storm still around the Yellow Springs area, Cedarville, north of Wilberforce. Seeing this storm also exhibiting some rotation and possible tornadic activity. It's weakened some, not seeing the hook echo on that storm to the north of Xenia. That's not to say that there's not a tornado, but we're just not seeing the hook part, that indicative indication that there is tornado. But I'm still seeing the hook just to the north of Jeffersonville, around Brookwater and Yatesville as well, and even over into Range. I'm seeing this heavy rain in the storm, and that's moving to the south and to the east towards Bloomingburg and Madison Mills. So just a heads up to those folks that these are the tornado warnings that we're watching across the Miami Valley. I'm just going to pan out here just a little bit just to kind of show you what we're seeing. I'm going to loop this once for you to give you the general sense of the direction of these storms, that they're moving to the east and southeast. Our storms in particular in the Miami Valley moving towards the southeast.
And this is real bad, guys. Like this is sad. This is make me sick. See this. You know, I want to just pray for pray for the people. Wow. That's it right there.
Just got word that a lot of damage in Dayton, Ohio. People are trapped.
And that's sad. That's the news I don't want to hear.
Yeah, we're up to 5,305 listeners right now in Dayton, Montgomery County.
Hey Jason, and also I am live streaming on YouTube right now too. Also, hey guys, if you live in Ohio, please guys, please. Make a good choice. These psalms are here. They'll pay around. Be serious. Be serious, guys. I am trying to help y'all be safe, save lives, and protect y'all. You know, this is real dangerous stuff. Do you ever have any questions? Any concerns? Please ask me. I'm a you know what? How was it? Okay. Okay, so we have Ohio, 210 confirmed. Hey Karen or Jason, do you have any new updates? What is Psalms are heading to? No 1001. Great. Guys, I'm trying to. I'm trying to. I'm trying to. Come on, dumb sipping. Sorry guys, my name is Elton. I did. We hit new 1001s. Yep. Yeah, we have a new 1001 in Ohio right now. Like this is real dangerous, guys. Nighttime is a dangerous time for tornadoes. You can't you can see it, but you hear it if it's rain up in a rain. Um, you hear it, but you can't see it nighttime. These guys, just if you have royals, no royals, or your farm, turn your warnings on or your alerts on. Keep mention for the tornado warning in Ohio.
reports on this.
Go ahead. 5851.
Possible damage, and we're just going to try to bring you the latest reports on this.
Go ahead. 5851. Clear, no injury. 5851. Call meaning no injuries. Travel from Region 3, Tornado. Travel to dispatch. I'll be establishing command. High vol communication.
Hey, Warren, do you have a copy?
Problems early tomorrow morning. So that's what we're going to be dealing with for the rest of the night.
Now, you've been on the air now for over 3 hours, McCall. Warned a lot of people. I'm sure you've saved a lot of lives. Good luck. Good job to you.
Thank you, Cheryl. It was stressful, it was emotional, and thank you for being there with me through the whole process.
Talking about people's lives, homes, people in harm's way. And you just hope that, sometimes I think people think we cry wolf because there are lots of severe thunderstorm warnings. We get a lot of weather in this part of the country. But a night like
Yeah, I might go to work tomorrow. I'm just looking on a radar what we have, but
Yeah, that might be a good thing.
Negative. We're just still trying to figure anybody injured. Anybody else? Widespread damage back here. All these buildings are risk on. I'm around to your location. Ladder 95 Chief 1, you advise the order bike report, correct? Right, that may be your best opportunity to get down there. Medic 95 was...
Hey, okay, there might be a few thunderstorms this afternoon. They watch us at noon, like, there might be a few. And then by 5:30, 6 o'clock, we say, you know what, there could be some really dangerous weather. We've taken soundings and samples of the atmosphere all day long, and now we're starting to get more information to say, okay, this could be an explosive evening. And that's what happened today. That's what happened over the past
both
couple of days.
concerned hours and hours ago in the afternoon. We're going to look at some new video from Salina now. Sean Cudahy and Steve McGuire are up there, and you can see first responders. The road is closed. People kind of walking around, probably trying to get back in there. Sean said, that there's debris all over the roads, so it's tough to get back in there. He did get back in there with the flashlight from his cell phone, and saw a lot of damage to houses. He said one neighborhood was pretty much destroyed. Lots of damage. He wasn't sure that there were any homes in that neighborhood that escaped unscathed. We haven't heard of any injuries in Salina. We've heard of people possibly trapped in basements. That is not confirmed. We've heard of damage tonight in New Madison, in Brookville, Harrison Township, Trotwood. Little pieces all over the place. Urbana Avenue in Dayton, Pinecrest in Dayton. People are sending us messages, telling us that these places, we've seen a lot of damage, but Salina, okay, somebody's telling me now there's a friend, her mother is stuck in the basement. Hang on a second, let me see what this woman is telling me.
Okay.
She says, we were talking about this, she said, there's a friend of mine, her mother is stuck in her basement, tornado took her roof off, she's by Westbrook and Hoke, so that Westbrook and Hoke Road, we're talking northwestern Montgomery County, Englewood area.
And that would be consistent with where the storm moved through.
So hopefully we can get to her. Hopefully the authorities have been notified about her and that she can stay put and safe until someone can get to her. And let's see, we're also getting a message from Tony, who's been messaging me. The Mercer County EMA director is saying they've had several injuries in Mercer County, so we need to check that out.
Yeah,
But what-
Mercer County, that's where Sean Cuddy is
Right,
at.
in Salina.
In Salina, and there's just been, and that's where, the population center is there in Salina, but no doubt that there are other, rural and suburban areas there that have suffered
And I
damage.
just got a pretty damaging picture of North Fairfield Road. Why don't you talk about what we're still being concerned about right now, and I'll see if we can get this one on the air.
Yeah,
someday.
sure. We are still concerned about this storm around the Grape Grove area, moving into Grape Grove right about now. And so I'm just looking at the shape here, looking at a bit more rotation with this storm. It's not, as McCall mentioned, it's not as strong as it had been, but still seeing a little bit of rotation with that. So we're just watching that. And it's moving off to the south and to the east around Blessing and South Solon, around Shady Grove. Grape Grove Road is where this is moving, and Jamestown Road. It's moving across there, over towards Jeffersonville and West Lancaster and Bookwater. So just a heads up for all those communities.
Put this.
Are settling to the south and east, and we're getting a break up in the Trotwood area. And if you look in the distance, you have the tree line back there, and you can see some of the trees have just been sheared off at the top. As this tornado came through, we had debris signatures and plenty of indications that this was a large wedge tornado moving through parts of Montgomery County. And this is what is left in at this residence in Trotwood. And it's interesting because it looks like
Oh, crap. 1. Well, so we have a tornado, possibly, yeah, might be on the film right now. You know, just so we might have we might have tornado on the film right now. They put a tornado military attack on it. Yeah, we might have tornado on the film right now. They put a tornado military attack on it. Yeah, we might have tornado on the film right now. They put a tornado military attack on it. Yeah, we might have tornado on the film right now. They put a tender military attack on it. Yeah, we might have tornado on the film right now. They put a tender military attack on it. Yeah, we might have tornado on the film right now. They put a tender military attack on it. Yeah, we might have tornado on the film right now. They put a tender military attack on it. Yeah, we might have tornado on the film right now. Okay, Caroline has. Oh, got him. Okay, Caroline has. Oh, got him. Mine. 1 second. I'm gonna change mine. Go to. I don't want to do that. Hey, Gavin, do I have a copy?
Advise the TORR looks like it just dropped off the board. Give it 5 seconds because it's still showing on the warning board, but on the polygon has dropped.
May have damage so bad in Dayton. Channel 10's reporting out of Columbus in Dayton. They're actually using snow plows. That is snow plows. That is a correction. Snow plows to clear the streets of the debris.
Copy that, Jay. This is sad. Hey guys, no right now, when I'm kind of busy with my
So be advised the TORR has been allowed to expire. The TORR has been allowed to expire. At this time, we're down to 2 tornado warnings in Ohio, 1 tornado warning for Thayer. At this time, we're down to 2 tornado warnings in Ohio. At this time, we're down to 2 tornado warnings in Ohio. At this time, we're down to 2 tornado warnings.
Okay, so you know what? I want to make my face. is still moving. There's channel warnings. We might have more might pop up. I don't know, but I'm just waiting for. I hope not. Hey guys, please you like, subscribe my YouTube channel, and you have notifications if I call live. My notifications. Channel warning. No, wait. there, guys. Clint. Wado, Scum. My name's Clint. Okay, we have 2, 1, 2, 3, 4 10 warnings, plus one warning, and also my festival warnings also. 1, 2, 3 festival warnings. One I'm just watching the 10 warnings right now. Very closely. Do you have any questions? Do you have any questions? And also, subscribe my YouTube channel. Subscribe, press like button, and hit the notifications when I'm online on YouTube.
Spector. Just subscribed, liked, and shared to social media. Thanks for taking the time. It's a great opportunity. And Mr. Intro. For your help in getting the word that we're on here. And again, this isn't a one-time thing. We started this channel about a week and a half ago, and I'm just flabbergasted by the amount of severe weather we've had ever since I launched the channel. Who knows? Maybe this channel is a problem. I say that tongue-in-cheek, of course, but I do hope that we're helping. Let's go take a look at some more images going off of social media. This is a tornado earlier. Let's get the location on this. Grant County. This is Indiana. And again, that's pretty classic-looking tornado. It's more common across the plains. But it just goes to show you what a busy day it's been. We'll retweet some of these images as I'm seeing them coming in here. Getting quite a bit of damage out there. That's Pendleton, Indiana. This was a video I showed earlier. I'll show it again. Showing the formation of a tornado. All right, radar has confirmed tornado south side of Circleville. So when the radar confirms it, what that means is that it picked up a TDS, or a tornado debris signature. Let me go back on over to live radar. So it looks like that storm is doing business again, unfortunately for our friends near Circleville. You're in the middle of this now. There it is, folks. And circulation is spinning back up. Weather Service says there's a TDS on this. Let me find that center of rotation, which appears to be right about here. Oh, there's that new image. It does show the tightening of the winds. And there is indeed a clear TDS, tornadic debris signature on radar. I can show you what that means. Debris ball, which is apparent if you look over to the left-hand side of the screen, that's reflectivity. The debris ball is this area right here, where that is, again, vaulted values of reflectivity, likely debris flying around in the air, and we can confirm that by coming to the other side of the screen. And where you've got that lined up with, right there, you've got that green and blue that lines up directly with where you've got the higher velocities, and that's embedded within the reflectivity. What that tells the radar is that there's likely debris vaulted in the air. It's not likely, it's picking up debris. So if you've got debris in the air, the only explanation is that that tornado is indeed on the ground. So that's why they tag it with the confirmed by radar. Without that product, it's a dual pole product, and unfortunately, that TDS has gotten worse. There may be a lot of debris right now, a lot of debris being vaulted by this tornado. Where is it at? Where is it going? So the communities between Circleville and Tarleton to near Stoutsville. Again, we've got, let me go back to that latest image. You're looking at that blue circle. That's a debris ball. Technically known as a TDS. Tornado debris signature. I'm going to go back one frame. That's where I begin to pick it up. This is where the Weather Service said, yep, that's likely on the ground. So the storm is not done. It's still producing, and unfortunately that's damage. It's unfortunately property. Unfortunately that's lives that could be altered tonight. Again, another rare, potentially very damaging night side tornado. Safety tips: basement, of course. If you have a basement,
Guys, if you live in Ohio, we have another tornadoes perform. That's what I'm saying. We have another tornadoes perform. That's what I'm saying. South Creek. We have another tornado in South Creek. I need to do some. Guys, I need to take cover right now. It's a perform tornado. Oh no. Yeah, no.
At least 3 tornadoes on the ground.
Right. You know what, McCall and Cheryl, that is the power of local television, by the way.
Yeah.
We're in your area, we're in the Miami Valley, we know these areas, these counties, folks have lived here for years and years, some folks are from the Miami Valley, so that is the power of watching, local news as opposed to maybe a national network or just relying on your app or relying on something that's really not in the area. And so this is why, we're on at 1:08 in the morning, because we're here for you.
Yeah.
We're here getting
And we
you
live
through
here.
this.
We're
Exactly.
part of the community.
Precisely.
That's why sometimes we get a little emotional because these are our people. We care about you, and we care about our own families. And when we see stuff happening, it's pretty scary. I'm also getting. Tammy tells me that Northridge High School is offering shelter to people with damage. So if you're in that part of the area, you can go to Northridge High School. Katie Waddell in our newsroom said a caller said the Riverside area of Main Street and Frederick Pike. Multiple businesses, a car dealership, and restaurants heavily damaged. And again, we can't confirm all of these tonight.
Right.
We have crews out and about, and they're working on that. It's dark. And again, the
Yeah, it's bad, guys. It's real bad. Let's try to find a network.
And I'm going to have to look at that again, but let me basically take a couple of things off here so you can really see, just to keep it simple. There's the storm by Tarleton and Amanda, and the other storm southwest of Williamsport. The red boxes are the tornado warnings. So that kind of gives us the overview.
There's multiple tornado warnings across this area. I mean, bottom line, this cell right here, you have to be on alert. If you're in Laurelville, if you're in Tarleton, if we could turn off that shear marker there, Ben, that's basically right over Tarleton, though, right there. We're showing rotation with this cell, and it's moving to the east-southeast, thank you very much, to about 35 miles per hour near Laurelville. Logan, you need to take caution right now. Ben, and look at those winds starting to pick up, showing some hail potential and winds in excess of possibly 70 miles per hour on the ground. Again, the bigger concern, obviously, is the factor that we could have a tornado. You're starting to get into hillier areas out there as well, and it's going to make it more difficult, obviously.
If not impossible,
yes.
yeah. And just assume, and as we've said, I said many times tonight, it doesn't matter if it's a tornado or straight line winds. 70, 80, 90 mile per hour winds are going to do a lot of damage, whether rotating or coming out in a straight line or both, because we've had both. So we treat all of these as dangerous situations. We knew it was going to be a very rough night, and even before the storms hit the Dayton area, we talked about this earlier in the newscast, that we were in an unusually high and enhanced risk area, which has been extended farther and farther southeast. But these storms have shown remarkable resilience to regenerate. This particular storm, again, that has had deep rotation, is now approaching Tarleton, so we got to go street level on that. Just south of Stoutsville, I know these are really small, Township Highway 65, 44, State Route 158, have been on all of these, and they are small roads. Of course, you can't see this stuff going on at night. Still getting 80 plus mile per hour wind shear, or rotational wind, at least above the ground. Storm tops around 36,000 feet, as Dave mentioned, a BTI, so it's nearly 50% risk of a tornado. That's very, very high, actually. This is the path of the storm. Let's go back. You can see it'd be nice if some of this outflow came around and cut off the inflow, but that hasn't happened yet. So you still have an inflow notch, as we call it, a notch in the storm, actually a cup, although it may be starting to cut off a little bit, air trying to come in, but hopefully the rain cool they're wrapping around the storm will cut off the inflow, which if you're wondering what that means, that would start to ease up on the rotation.
It does look like from the velocity scan that it's starting to weaken. It's showing a little bit.
Oh yeah, it has. You're right.
It has, but we should also know that this cell has had a history of doing that, where it's gotten a little bit weaker. Remember, about 40 minutes ago, we had this severe thunderstorm warning that was issued for this cell only because the cell had been weakening. And again, that's a big deal still. Severe thunderstorm warnings are big deals, but tonight we have had multiple tornadoes and tornado warnings across our area. So we've been watching this. You notice the wind shear has gone down a little bit. Normally we look for the colors in the red and the yellow here in that wind shear to really be picking up possibly for rotational winds there for tornadic activity. That has weakened a little bit. I'm not convinced yet that this cell has not produced a tornado and is not producing one on the ground at this time near the Tarleton area because of that rotation we've seen. But this is a little bit of a good indicator that Ben was just showing a second ago, that rotation possibly is weakening a bit as we're starting to see those shear rate numbers go down a little bit in that path, as you notice here. But there's still some broad rotation showing up north of Laurelville, heading into Hocking County and into the Hocking Hills this evening. So if you know people that are camping there, please just keep calling them. Keep doing whatever you can to try to get a hold of them and to tell them if they don't know already, and hopefully they will be able to get to safer spots. This is a very hilly area in here. It's nighttime. It's raining a lot. It's going to be impossible to see anything coming through the hills here. You're just going to hear that roar, and that's going to be it. So again, a line from Tarleton north of Laurelville over towards Logan. That is the area. It's still under a tornado warning, and that extends until 1:30 tonight.
Right, and severe thunder.
1:45. I'm sorry, 1:45 tonight.
Correct, and a severe thunderstorm warning for Fairfield, Hocking, Pickaway, and Ross until 1:30. That still doesn't rule out, by the way, a tornado. It just means that the storm is a little bit weaker, again, in other portions of Fairfield, Hocking, Pickaway, and Ross counties. So, you know, it's these, we're really zooming in tight. It's the southeastern corner of Pickaway County, the northwestern corner of Hocking County. So it's actually getting a little bit past Tarleton. Not seeing, again, the signature, the tight rotation, as we both have been. We're just calling this as we see it. Now, again, there's still something going on here.
Yes.
And we do not want to, obviously, we don't want to over-alarm, but we don't want to say we're all is good here, because that's we're seeing all the indicators that we see in tornadoes in the Midwest, and that where we have storms on the ground that look a lot like this. Now, again, the rotation may be overhead. It may be near the ground. We know, according to the sheriff's office, a couple of semis were flipped on US 23 by Love's service station south of Circleville. It's all the same storm. We don't know what other damage may have occurred with the storm, be it straight line winds or tornadic. Tornado warning until 1:45, but there's no indication here that this threat is over.
And Ben, look behind them. They've got another cell coming right. I mean, that loves the truck stop is just south of Logan Elm Village by about a mile and a half along 23. And they've got another cell crossing US 22 right now in the southwest corner of the state. You can see that right here. You can see that moving across the southwest corner of the state, the county right now.
County, yep.
And that's going to continue to move right in back towards that same area. So that station is right about in this location, and this cell is going to pull right back into here. And it looks like a very heavy rain. Gusty winds possible with this. Again, that'll be into Kingston at 1:43. This cell even is showing a tornado index at about a 4.5 right now on that cell. That is not warned yet. We'll have to keep an eye on that number. Occasionally, you get a weird, little bit of a wonky number that'll show up from one scan to the next. But again, this is still a very dangerous cell that's going to be coming across. So if you're near Logan Elm Village, you're going outside to assess damage, you want to see what just happened, you need to get back inside to that safe spot right now, because it is not clear to go out yet in Pickaway County. We've got another thunderstorm, another very strong thunderstorm that's going to be moving through Pickaway County and following that severe tornadic cell that's
Again, if it's a low-end threat, I'm not bothering. But when lives are at stake, and especially when it's in more populated areas, I want to be on here. If it's a low-end threat, I'm not bothering. But when lives are at stake, and especially when it's in more populated areas, I want to be on here. So follow with me, subscribe. If you haven't already, hit the notification button. If you haven't already, that way you'll become aware the moment I pop back on during the next event. And again, it could happen as early as tomorrow. I hope not. But the way that things have been working here, I would not at all doubt it, that this might be exactly what I'm doing for a good chunk of the day tomorrow. We'll watch. Aaron says Dayton got hit by 2 tornadoes. There were multiple confirmed tornadoes in the Dayton area. That is true, Aaron, from 2 separate supercell thunderstorms. We're looking at those 2 storms right now. The one has weakened considerably. That's a severe